it going, everybody? Happy birthday, Voided! We're listening to a Peak album, Biblion by Dissolve. Listen to this one here. Listen to this one right here. Watch this, watch this. It's doing all right, it's doing. Like, what the heck, dude? I almost said a swear word there because it was just so good. Like, it's so freaking groovy. New car, let's go. Happy birthday, Voided. My audio levels are a little weird lately. Like, I don't know why, but Spotify's been so quiet for me. Don't know why. But it's all good. I added some new sounds. So yeah, ads are actually already over, the songs, but I've added some new sounds. I don't know if these are too loud. I've turned it down a little bit. I need to adjust these a little bit because they're not like activating correctly. I'm older once again. Well, you're like 68 years old? 68? 69? Yeah. So there's a bunch. Mig stream to tie off my birthday weekend. Let's go. Let's go. How's it going, Sweet Treat? How's it going, Finny? Welcome on in. Gilded Ripple. How's it going, everybody? Sensei. How's it going, everybody? Oh, I fell. I guess I don't know this place as much as I should. Yeah. So, guys, I'm going to be honest. Things got a little delayed this past week, and I'm kind of in a limbo state in terms of, like, the videos. So, I have, like, 3 videos I've got planned, 2 of which are going to be, like, mainly, like... Well, there's gonna be a last survival episode that's gonna be like a setup episode, right? It's gonna be like kind of like a setup for the finale a little bit in some regards. And then there's gonna be a SBK episode, which is gonna be the mass finale, which has gotten delayed by quite a bit. So there's a part of me that's considering combining the mass finale with my finale, just because of like how it's timed and like what's going on. 68, yeah, yeah, a year older than you. No, I'm actually 69. Sorry to tell you. Hate to break the news to you, but... but yeah, so unfortunately, a lot of things got delayed. So I am considering... So it's going to be a little bit less. I'm also like... I also hit a bit of burnout after the last video, not gonna lie. It kind of hit me like a truck. Not like the worst burnout I've ever had, but it was one of those cases where like I worked so hard on it that I just needed to give myself a break and do something else for a week. So that's why I've been playing a crap ton of Mario Kart. That is my break. Although I have been, the crash outs have continued on that one. So I don't know how much of a break that is, but you know. Not a full year, but you know. Whatever, man. Whatever. Well, I mean, if I'm 69 now, I turned 70 in November, so yeah, I am that would still make me a year older. Like, over a year. Mario Kart. Mario Carp? As in fish? As in fish gaming? 20 stream streak, let's go! Also, I wanted to see, what was the stream streak for Voided? Oh yeah, 90 stream streak for Voided! Holy crap! But yes, also, Gilded Ripple. Unfortunately, I can't stay for long, but I wanted to say hi. Well, thank you for the 20 stream streak. But, yeah, and hello. How's it going? Hope you have a good rest of your day. So many things. So many things. My brain is full of worms. Fish gaming Mario Kart. What if I turned Funky Kong into a fish? Yeah. I've been playing a ton. I hit 489 on the leaderboard, I believe. And that is as far as I could get. Not gonna lie though. If I do stream Mario Kart Wii again, I will legit have to be silent. You guys are just gonna have to watch pure gameplay. Just because it's so intense. The races are so intense. Minecart and Mario Kart 2 of the greatest games. Yep. Remember the original fishing spot? So yeah, I have a lot of plans. Unfortunately, I've had to scale back a lot of plans that really wanted to get done over here. But over here, I kind of decided that this area should be kind of an open, like less full of buildings area. There's going to be buildings, probably one here, and then maybe like there's definitely going to be one here that's going to be like the train station. But over here is going to be like an open national park area type thing. So over here in the center is going to be a little monument to the Ocelot, because I think still we want to have the kind of like dedication to the Ocelot. These people worshipped the Ocelot. So yeah. But yeah, unfortunately, that means there's going to be some things that are going to just be kind of unfinished. Like this over here, I don't think I'm going to be able to put like a full interior. I'll definitely put an interior here, like a little bar with Luann as the bartender, but like the rest of this, like the top part is just going to probably be empty for the remainder, unfortunately. I'm not sure about the apartments yet. I have been trying to get some people to be like, hey, we get your apartment over here, decorate. It's a little decoration project, you know? So yeah. And then we got to do some chunks under here. I think there's realistically not that many chunks to do right now. There's a chunk over here to do, obviously. And then there's like 3 chunks to do over here. Actually, no, it's 2 chunks, because there's going to be this part of the building. And then, oh, this part of the apartment complex. And then the sheep farm needs a chunk. And then I want to put some bulk storage behind the sheep farm here. This sheep farm has been backed up for so long. It has been so backed up. I legit have not been able to get it to go down. It is so bad. Fortunately, I think the shears have run out, so it's given me an opportunity, but I do definitely need to refill the shears a little bit. Speaking of which, let's go check the shops. I'm gonna be honest, I haven't been on that much this past week. I wanted to do some other things this past week, not gonna lie. But like I've been doing a lot of just script writing, and yeah. I have a full plan. I don't want to spoil much for the movie. So first of all, if you guys missed it last week, the title of the movie I have revealed, it is called The Great Mig Reset. That is the title of the movie. And I figured out, because I figured out kind of like the full, because I've kind of had an outline of what events I wanted to go where. But I finally figured out like a structure for the story. So there's going to be 3 acts to the story. And just to give you guys kind of an idea and get you guys excited, Act 1 is going to be called The Sky. And that's going to be mainly focused on... What? What? The Pickle Kingdom? The Sea Pickle Kingdom came through here? What? That's crazy. Oh, wow. I definitely need to check this out. Have people taken the... okay. Oh, hi! Oh. I didn't realize. What was I saying? I definitely need to restock some stuff. Let's go check the rocket shop. So Act 1 is the sky. Act 2, the land. And then Act 3 is the void. So take of that what you will. So it's gonna be a 3-act structure. And the 3 acts are the sky, the land, and the void. So yeah. Very excited though, because I have so many like lore scenes. Like, I think this is going to be the most flashback I've ever done for a single video. Like, I think it'll probably hit the thousands in like individual shots. Like, obviously, I think I might be combining like shots into one like video file just for space saving. Hi, sorry, I'm late. How are you all? No worries. Welcome on in. We're doing great. Doing great over here. I should take the profits from the wool shop. I just realized that. Beep, 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 beep. Okay. Oh my god. I also realize I'm gonna need like a shulker box to put the some of this stuff in. I realize there's a shulker there's an ender chest right there. Why am I Oh my god, yeah. So much acacia. Holy. I'm gonna need another shulker box for all this acacia. Oh my lord. Watching the whole shop being built, it's awesome. Thank you. Yeah, this was definitely a fun shop to build. I don't want to take that. I'm good. Yeah, oh my god, okay. I legit don't know. Wait, where was that? Oh yeah, it was this one. Ho 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 ho. I might need a third one. Pickle? I don't know. Yeah, that's the last of the profits. Wow. Screen setup be darned. But yeah, I'm very excited though. I do wish I could have gotten another SBK episode out before this, but like, it's one of those things where like the time ends up being a little tight and then you want to have this stick the landing and I don't want to rush an episode out just to get an episode out. So like at this point, like I think there's only one SBK episode left. Realistically, in terms of like actual timeline of being able to get stuff done. And unfortunately, it's not going to be out for a while too, because it is going to be like, it's going to be the biggest like video project I've ever worked on in my life. Oh my lord. Okay. I'm supposed to go to the storage room. What am I doing? Oh my god. All these vines, man. So yeah, but there's going to be a last survival episode to hold you guys over until then. But yeah, and also some streams as well. I think May, I'm going to stream a little bit. I'm probably, I mean, actually, yeah, I'm probably going to be streaming a little bit less as well. I'm going to, I guess towards the beginning of the month, but like towards the end of the month of May, while I'm editing everything down into the last video, I'm probably going to be a little less active in terms of streams. Might as well just, yeah. Okay, you know what? This amount of shulkers actually lasted us quite a bit. Okay, we've collected a ton of acacia profits. We have so much acacia wood. I wonder if we should use acacia as like a little like highlight block in the like temple of the ocelot. Love your SPK videos so much, no joke. I watched your original videos in maybe a day. The Many Migs lore is so interesting. I love storytelling stuff. Thank you. Mario Carp is the new power up. Yeah, you turn into a fish and you could like swim super fast in the water. Or it's like the shark fiend from Chainsaw Man, where like the ground turns into water and then you sink into the floor and you just go super fast and you're able to pass everyone and you're invulnerable basically for like a couple seconds. You could dodge the shock. Or, no. To make it less powerful, you don't dodge the shock. But you could still pass a bunch of people. But yeah, yeah, thank you. I really like doing this storytelling stuff. It's a lot of fun. It's definitely one of the things that I've always wanted to do with like Minecraft videos compared to like a lot of people just do like let's play stuff like, oh, look at this cool build I made, or look at this funny interaction that happened. And that's fun, and I like doing that, but I like to add a little bit of spice, you know, a little bit of seasoning to kind of make it a little bit more interesting. But yes. Yes, we need to gather a ton of quartz. So I'm just going to be doing a lot of villager trading. That means you guys shut up. Thank you. Okay, so I need to see how much... You don't have a lot of quartz. Okay. Okay, let's do a bit of trading. But yeah, I like, for the longest time, I've always loved doing, like, storytelling. Like, making, like, I used to record with my brother who's in the chat. We used to do, like, home movies all the time. Like, I would have a camera set up, and then we would just record some stuff. And some stuff I would actually script out. I remember I made, like, an actual script for a movie and had my friends and, like, family play little bits of it. So, like, I've always wanted to do, like, movies and stuff. It's just, I need, like, that's the thing, too, because it's, like, the thing that sucks about it, right, is that, like, for me, at least, oh, I need to make sure that I am streaming. Dude, what is this? What is this? Okay, I'm just gonna move this over here. I don't know why this is, like, all blocked off and stuff. Hey, how's it going, Stars? Welcome on in. Yeah, whoa, this little look at this build from here is actually so cool. I don't think I've ever, like, looked at everything from here. Interesting. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna put, like, some trees. I want to put another island there with a tree falling down. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna do that. Finished a biotest, and I think I did decently. Let's go! So I think pretty good. Let's go! Awesome. Very cool. Skibbity. Leon's on. Okay, we're gonna wait for... the brain rot has gotten to us. Are you? I'm doing great. I am kind of like I've been having to shift plans a lot more than I thought I would have to, but you know, it's just how it is sometimes. You know, you plan something and then, you know, certain things shift around, certain delays happen. Like there's a recording that's supposed to happen that we've had to delay by quite a bit because uni. Like like all of the stuff that we're all doing is like is happening for a lot of people during their like finals week. I know a couple people on the server who are in university doing getting ready for finals, and then also having to get ready for the end of season 2 at some point. You know, and it's one of those things where it's like the scheduling ends up getting tight, and then things get a little delayed so that we can make time for people who are working on stuff. So yeah, finals until partway through May, thankfully. Yeah. But yeah. Oh, I forget. I can't hear them restock their trade when when the sound is off. What if I put it at like 1%? Did I already get you? Okay, I did. Yeah, obviously we also need to smelt this into smooth quartz, or at least some of this. But yeah, we're just gonna do a bunch of quartz trading while we yap and stuff. We also need a little bit of terracotta as well. There's also gonna be some rock collecting. I'm basically collecting a ton just so that we have enough to just do a bunch of builds. I just want to collect so much that we just have like a ton for builds and such. Oh, whoops. I was not anticipating. Oh, wait, right, because there's a couple things in there. Oops. Not anticipating that. I need like a different... Terracotta mention. Oh, yeah. I don't want to get into too much, but like me and my brand, I've already decided on an island partner for season 3, and we've been chatting up our plan for season 3, and oh man, I'm so excited for you guys to see. It's not going to be for quite a bit. We're going to be taking a decent amount of time break. Probably, I don't know if it's going to be it's not going to be as long as the wait between season 1 and 2. But we want to give ourselves some times to, you know, do some other things. Chill out for the summer, you know. I definitely want to be, like, chilling out for the summer rather than having to do content. I will say the biggest struggle about summer this year was the fact that I was basically dying of heat, like, of the heat, alongside trying to do Minecraft videos, alongside trying to do 2 jobs. So, I think... having the summer be just where I could just chill out and just do stuff here and there would be very, very nice. How much of Jungle Kingdom is quartz? I'd say about 80%. Don't die of heat again. Yeah. I'm telling you, last summer, I need to figure out how to get, like, the heat, like, dissipate the heat better in this apartment. I was gonna move, but like finances, like I had car trouble this like at the end of March, which is to just cap off like the worst March I've had of my life. So it set me back quite a bit. Didn't set me back too much, but it was enough to be like, I don't know if I can financially take the hit of a move. Get 500 AC. That's the thing. It's like, do I want to invest in AC if I'm gonna eventually move out of here? And then, I guess it's fine to invest in like a little like AC unit that goes like in the window or something. I just don't like the fact that it would have to be like right here, right behind me, because that's the only window that I could put it on. Really unfortunate. Man, Michael Afton really wants to go after little Timmy. I think little Timmy might be a very problematic HR person. I don't know. What do you guys think? We could grab some other things. I want to grab some cyan terracotta. We're just going to go for cyan terracotta. Man, I wish we had more cyan terracotta, guys. That would be really nice. Did you restock? Nope. Terracotta mention again. There's some rolling mobile ones that have a 2B stick in the window. I like those. Yeah, I think I might get one of those and then just like have it like running really low when I'm streaming, and then blast it again once I stop streaming. It's got to be one of those. I need to get one of those probably. And I think I might as well, since I'm not moving. I have like quite a bit in savings. It's just one of those things, right? Where like I have like quite a lot in savings, but it's like one of those things where I probably won't have enough for a move because I'd have to get multiple things done for the move. Like I'd have to get some, like I'll probably get some. I'd have to hire some professional cleaners to clean this apartment as I leave. I also need to. I would also need to, you know, deal with another security deposit, which I would get I would get this one back, but I would have to pay the new one first before I get the other one back. Unfortunately, so I would have to have the money to be able to stay with it, and then I would also have to, you know, try to get new furniture and stuff, you know, maybe help pay some people to help me move and stuff. So it's a lot of investment to move. So yeah, little unfortunate. But, you know, we stay living. Oh, man, I must have been a little too late on the restock. Are there other blocks that I can go for? I mean, I guess I could go for, like, any terracotta block because, like... let's see. Do we have, like... Is there... Like, I want to get as much resources as possible, but, like, because I don't want to be just sitting here doing nothing. Pay with pizza? Nah, I'd actually want to, like, if I'm gonna have people help me, I'd want to pay them with, like, money so that they can do whatever they want with it. You know, the worst thing is like, oh, you're gonna get $50 if you do this. I get a freaking $50 gift card to Target. And it's like, the thing I wanted to buy with those $50 is from Barnes & Noble. I don't want to freaking get Target gift card. They don't have the Berserk manga at Target. They have it at Barnes & Noble. I want it. Play friends to help you move. Exactly, yeah. I'm paying my friends to help me move. But I'd want to pay them. I'd want to compensate them for their time, you know? is really what it is. It's like, if I'm going to ask my friends to help me move, I'd make sure that it was worth their while. Even if they do it for free, I'd pay them. Even if they're like, oh, anytime, man. Oh, you don't need to pay me. I will literally shove the money down their pockets. Forcefully. If they say, no, I don't want your money, I'll just be like, you make me want to give it to you more now. It costs many money, yep. Yeah, and then also I would have to, like, figure out, like, different other finances. Because, like, if I move, I also have to make sure that I can actually afford the rent at the new place. And it's just too much in my tiny little brain to manage right now. Their throats for a second there. No, I'm not like that. I'm crazy, but I'm not like that. Sneak their money in their car when they aren't looking. Yeah. How's it going, Nexus Doodles? Welcome on in. We're gonna have to go eep again. Brain. Yeah. It's so crazy to me that this is where we're at right now. Freaking 621 is here on Skyblock Kingdoms. And you guys get to just chill out with him this time. And he's actually just here. Last time, you know, it's really funny, right? Cuz like when I came back to Skyblock Kingdoms after like my really long break at the beginning of season 1 because of the move and stuff, I had much different plans for season 1's ending. I was fully anticipating a much longer, like, time of 621 just being around, where he was just sneaking around, like, stealing stuff. And I was thinking about having, like, a whole thing where, where the samurai Mig was like, huh, so this is missing again. I can't figure out where it went. I swear I had it. And then it's just, oh, this whole time 621 had it all. Studying for the test, I'll determine if I graduated or not. Oh, good luck. You got this. You got this. You'll win. And by win, I mean you'll graduate. Study, study, study. All right, there we go. Boop, 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 boop. Win that diploma, baby! Let's go! That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about. Woo! I love how I can like just barely hear the underneath. Oh. Oopsie. Wait. It's this one. Okay. All right, restock, guys. Restock, guys. There we go. You guys are amazing. Wonderful. Study, study, study. Numbers, numbers, numbers. Get that number up, baby. Oh, right. This guy's not going to restock those. Oh, that's annoying. Okay, that's why. We're just going to have to focus on quartz for now. Just get as much quartz as we can. Yeah, okay. This guy doesn't even. Okay. That's really annoying. We'll just have to focus on quartz, I think. They have to move again in less than 5 years. I'm gonna like come here. I'm gonna lose it. You know, I think the best bet whenever you're feeling that way, just say you're gonna lose it, and I think that gets the point across. You're gonna lose your mind. Good luck. Thank you for the lurk. Yeah. But yeah, oh man, I just keep on thinking about like, it's kind of like hitting me in my chest that 2 things are ending. Season 2 is gonna be over soon, which is like, oh man, this season has been insane in terms of like just how much, so much things happened, and like I feel like I've gained a lot of confidence in terms of like video making and building to and everything, storytelling as well. And then the second thing that's ending is like this MIG saga that we're going through, like the current storyline, like the saga with all these little arcs, they're gonna be over soon. It's gonna like all the things that have happened are gonna be coming to a head, you know? Like, it's really funny because, like, you could really break down all of these events of the lore into, like, little arcs. You could break it down into little arcs. You know? You have the, like, the 621 goes insane arc, which is, like, the initial kickoff for the whole storyline. You have the MiG in the void, MiG in the skies, the samurai MiG in the skies as like another arc. Last Survival is like another arc, like another like arc in the story. Like the first original 4 episodes, it's kind of things like are post-apocalyptic. You know, you're kind of living in a new world, escaped, thinking about what your plans are for the next steps. And then the next arc after that is the, you know, this season had a bunch of arcs. So like the beginning of season 2 is like this mysterious MiG where it's just like the mystery arc at the beginning. And then there's a filler arc, the clump arc, the clump resistance arc. And then after that, you know, you have a little lull between 2 arcs, and then you have the mass arc, you know? And then it's all gonna come to a head for the final part of the, like, the final episode That's just a culmination of all these arcs that have built up upon each other. Thank you for the bonk. Take a nap. Listen to this album. It's not gonna help you sleep at all, but you can you'll it's a vibe. It's a vibe. It's a bop. This is Biblion by Dissolve. Really, really good. Banger. The new album by Dissolve. But yeah, I'm excited for the future though. Because obviously things are going to change, you know. Obviously the storylines aren't going to be as interconnected as before. But like, oh man, I can't wait for you guys to see what me and the new island partner have planned for season 3. For season 3, I will say yeah, never mind. I'm not gonna say it. Probably revealing too much. But yeah, the season 3. Oh, yeah. Like, I'm just thinking back to the conversation that I had with them, and oh man, it's gonna be so sick. It's gonna be so sick. It's gonna be so sick. We have a storyline. Like, we already have like kind of like a storyline planned in terms of like our characters and our characters' history. I will say, the new character of mine will be a MIG that has existed, but you have never seen him before. MIG not in a jungle biome. Bamboo counts. Yeah, I have been the jungle guy. I'm like the most jungle guy on SPK. I've had a jungle biome twice in a row. I've been the most jungle guy. Leon joined, so I said skibbity again. But yeah. It's been really interesting though, just learning like with season 2, just like, you know, learning learning how quickly and how efficiently I can make content now. 2 is the other thing, is like, for like the first like many episodes, I think the longest, like before episode 15, and then I took that break, right? Before then, the longest break between episodes was 3 weeks. I would go multiple months in season 1 without uploading another video, and same goes for Pleasant Craft season 3. I had a whole year between the 9th episode and the last episode of season 3 of Pleasant Craft. And like the last episode of Pleasant Craft happened like after season 3 ended and SBK season 1 already started. It's kind of strange to think about, right? Because it's like one era is closing and then another era is beginning in some regards. But yeah, I like, because thinking about all the endings I've done to seasons, like season 1 of Pleasant Craft had like a scary, like, oh god, what's gonna happen to everybody, you know, ending. And it's really funny too, because like originally I managed to like work around it, but like originally 621 was just supposed to be the Admiral, but like all scuffed up and like you know, and like and everything, because he got put onto like a random world, you know. But like after a while, it just ended up working out that I was able to create the storyline like the way I wanted to, where it's just, this is a completely new MIG. But season 2, season 2 just kind of ended with like a nice little like, oh, we just finished the mansion, so I did like a little tribute to all the episodes in the series. and then did a little like end credits, and that was the initial start of end credits in my finales. And then season 3 of Pleasant Craft, the ending had like a montage of buildings and stuff. And then SBK season 1, my my ending like credits scene was like just a montage of the island on bamboo being built. And it makes me think like, what am I going to do for this last finale? Because like, it's going to be extremely different, mainly because it's not just an ending to SBK season 2, but it's going to be an ending to like a big lore storyline that I've been working on for multiple years. So like, I'm having to make decisions about these things, like these little things as well, like these details in the video. Cause like everything's like a deliberate choice when I'm making this stuff, you know, like if I'm going to be making an end credit scene, I want to make sure that it's appropriately fitting for the story being told, you know, in some regards, you know, especially with like SBK season 1 was like the whole like island being built and everything. And then yeah, but like SBK season 2, the ending, I'm trying to determine how I'm gonna end it, because like, yeah, because it's a crossover. It's not just SBK, it's Last Survival as well. Like when I say it's gonna be a crossover, I mean there's going to be 2 simultaneous series going on together in a tandem storyline. Like I have a build planned for Last Survival for the movie where I'm actually gonna build it in the movie. Is kind of like the thing that's going on, which is going to be really, really interesting. And I'm not sure how it's going to go. But I'm very excited though. Very excited though. And then I think also, there's just a lot of things to consider with this, because like I have action scenes that I have to film, and then I have like I have to do multiple mocap sequences because there's gonna be a lot of MIGs, and I don't think I'm gonna have that many people to help me record. You know, I'm literally going to have mocap scenes where it's literally just me and like 2 other people max, like physically there, and then there's gonna be a bunch of like mocap players. Help if you need. Absolutely. That'd be very great. But yes, but like I said, I am so ready to get this done. But at the same time, it's also one of those things where it's like, I've been having so much fun in season 2 that I'm just like, I don't want it to end, but like, eventually all things have to come to a close, including this storyline. Like, I can't have this storyline running forever, and it's, at this point, I've written myself into this corner, not in a sense of like, oh, I don't have a lot of ways of, like, ending this properly. I have multiple ways I can end this properly, but like, I've written myself into a corner in the sense that I have to end it now. Which is just like, oh man. Scary to think about. Like, I don't even know. Yeah, let's move these. Filling this up. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, also like with the mass storyline is so much fun. Like I'm so happy to have taken part in that, and it's giving me it gave me really fun storytelling opportunities. Like Really, honestly, it was just, for me, when I learned about the mask, I knew instantly that I needed to use it as a way to get 918 out of the picture. It was like the easiest thing to figure out, because at that point, I'd already figured out that the wizard was evil, and that the wizard was going to be the reason that 621 was able to get into SBK. But I needed a way to get 918 out that felt more natural, and kind of like make it seem more final, at least. Like this is what's happening, and this is what's going to happen soon. And now that 621's here, he's got a little devious plans for the mass. He's got little devious plans, you know. Like, my time with the mass is not over, but it's going to change. I could have gotten rid of 918, should have given me 5 minutes. What do you mean? Wait, you're a 918 hater? How could you? How could you, Voided? 918's just a little guy. I love how, like, you know, it's really funny because, like, some of the Megan Joys who've been around for like since like at least the end of season 1. It's really funny because, like, those viewers, they love 621. 621's their guy. But, like, the newer viewers, oh man, they have some words for 621, and I don't blame them entirely, but man, even I don't have that many words for 621. Obviously, I have some words because, like, 621, he needs to chillax a little bit. You know, he needs to smell the roses. But, like, even then, like, obviously, as someone who's writing the story, I have, like, a level of empathy for 621 because a lot of the writing is not so that he can be like, oh, I am evil. It is more of, like, the tragic villain, where obviously what 621 is doing is not very good, but at the same time, it's not like all of his frustrations were unfounded, if you know what I mean. But I have my ways. Everyone having words about 621 and Wizard made me giggle. Oh, yeah. No, it was really funny, too, because I was, like, wondering what people thought of the Wizard, because I made him very mysterious on purpose, because I didn't want him to be any which way. Honestly, I'm gonna be real. He was a good guy at the beginning of season 2. When I originally created him, he was a good guy. But eventually, like, as I was developing the story further into season 2 and shifting stuff around after I realized how long the season was going to go, I realized something, that I needed another person to be the villain to screw things up. Because if everyone was the good guy except 621, I feel like that would have been a little bit unrealistic. Because, like, there's got to be someone else who figured out about who Prime was and what he did that oh my god, I'll just say it, that pissed them off, you know? So there had to be. I thought he was neat, but I noticed the shift. Interesting. I will say, I did drop a big hint in the music in one of the scenes of The Wizard where he's, like, talking about the, when they reveal the slime Mig head. When I reveal the slime Mig head, yeah, I used the evil, like the Mig 61 evil music. And there's got to be more gray area. You know, honestly, I'd argue that that the Wizard is actually more evil than 621. I'd say 621 isn't really doing this out of any sort of satisfaction, really. I think he has a different reasoning, or has a different purpose in terms of, like, why he's going through with this. While the Wizard is just kind of like, yes, it's happening again. He's just excited to see something crazy happen because, you know, he's just been bored roaming several worlds trying to figure out who the heck he was, because that freaking robot looking guy, Mig Prime, he kind of just left him for dead. SMH my head, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's one of those things where I was very much like, I was originally planning on the wizard being a good guy because I had this kind of different impression of like why 621 hadn't gone to SBK, but then I realized there's really no reason why 621 couldn't go, and I had to come up with something to make it make sense because I realized I never came up with an explanation at the beginning of season 2. I kind of just had it be different because I wanted an interesting story, but I never considered the, like, that's one of the mistakes. See, this is where I'm learning a little bit, is like, I needed to like understand, okay, there's reasonings, and those reasonings have to be important because they're like, they have to make sense so that the story makes sense. And as soon as it starts to like, as soon as you start to pick holes in that sort of thing, it starts to fall apart. And that was something that I was like, oh god, this is unfortunate. This is really bad now. How do I fix this? And then I realized, wait a minute, I'd already set up that Mig Omega has a huge presence in the void. Cause I was still writing the lore document, and I already like established in the lore document that Mig Omega was someone who was very present in a world that's a void. So I was thinking, what if Mig Omega, the current Mig Omega, knows that 621's trying to get on SBK-2, and he planned ahead. So he made it so that SBK-2 has extra protection, but he has to remain focused on that protection. And someone needs to break that, focus for 621 to be able to enter the wizard Mig. And the wizard is the perfect person. He has some magical properties. He knows how to get to the void easily. So he's probably not going to kill Omega. He's probably going to get murked instantly. But because of the time dilation in the void, you distract Omega for just a little bit of time, and then he's lost SBK-2, 621 enters, and it's going to be like weeks and weeks and weeks before Omega is able to re-find SBK-2 again and be able to prevent 621 from continuing to cause further damage. And that was something that took me so long to like figure out in my brain. Legit, that hurt my brain to try and like put piece together, because it's a multi-layered thing. Because when you have multiple characters doing different things, you know, you have to consider their motivations, and you have to consider, okay, why would they want to do this, and how would this even happen in the first place? And like at the end of the day, like, there was going to be a way that the wizard was going to manipulate A918 to just basically pull out of SBK Season 2. But the mass made it very easy, because then, okay, the body that, you know, that 918's body's consciousness is being projected onto is going to get eaten. So 918 can't continue to be there. And bam, we're here. So that's one of those things where I had to like figure out how I got from point A to point B. Well, in reality, it was like I had to do point A and B to get to point C, and then use C and D to get to point E. You know what I mean? It's like, it's so layered that it has to have multiple different points to it that are like separate from each other, but also converge into the same point. Storytelling like that is so interesting to me, where like it's not even just like having to figure out how to like it's not even just having to figure out how to get characters to where they are, but you have to get multiple characters, and having like different characters with different sets of motivations make decisions that lead to a certain end goal, you know? And it all has to coalesce, and it all has to make sense for each character to make the decisions that they do.
And that's what makes storytelling so complicated, because like in reality, all the decisions that are made and all the events that lead to a conclusion or an event are all because there's people with different motivations, sometimes similar motivations to each other, but people with a lot of different motivations, where a lot of their motivations come from different backgrounds, different stories, you know, all that. And because they have to like, they have to all work together in that way, you have to like learn how to, you know. Apologies. It's all good. But, you know, there is one day where I would like to hear your thoughts, though. Just because, like, you've been around long enough that it's like, I think, okay, I'm gonna need to remember. I don't even remember. But yeah. Yes, different objectives have to be justified, and everything in context of the story world needs to make sense. Yeah. You know, it's really funny too, because like I'm just learning this stuff just through like I watch so much like film YouTube, like YouTubers, like people who analyze films. And yeah, the majority of like the media I consume in terms of like movies and shows are like superhero, fantasy, anime, all that stuff. But like I think it still has like that stuff has a ton of substance, you know. It's just the style that I like, you know, specifically. Can start stream. See ya. Have a good stream. Maybe I'll raid you, but I don't know. I might be going on for a while because I want to collect as much as I can. So we're just going to be yapping and yapping and yapping and yapping. And maybe we'll do some different things. Maybe we'll do some fishing time. If I get sick of doing all this like villager trading. I will say the inventory profiles definitely helps. Oh, there's ads. This is perfect timing because we've just finished the trading cycle. So we'll just go into ad mode and just sit here and yap. I'm gonna write my Lower Duck literary analysis at some point. I would love to see that. Like legit, that would definitely that would make my day if I received that in like the Discord or something. Just like someone doing like a literary analysis of my characters, because I think the interesting thing about storytelling as well is sometimes you will make decisions, and often you will make those decisions unconsciously because we as people sometimes don't even realize ourselves what decisions we make say about us. Like, even if we're very aware of our own decision making and very aware of our emotions, we are still susceptible to just like randomly being like, oh, wait a minute, I didn't think about that. So, but yeah, like a lot of unintended things for me. And I know a lot of people have captured a lot of those unintended things. And some of those things I've kind of ran with, mainly because like, if it works, A, if it works, it works. And B, it also makes things a lot more interesting, especially when I dive deeper into that. And then it makes me learn more about myself. And then in general, just like, even if I don't hear anything from people, once the story's finished, there's going to be people who will say things about the story, what it means to them, or like what they think about it that I never even thought about myself. And that's going to stay. That's the type of stuff that's going to stay with me. Especially for you and everyone, I still want to do analysis through a plural lens. I mean, if you that honestly, I commend that. Like, go do it, go for it. You know what I mean? like I said, that specific thing wasn't my intention, but like I said, if it resonates with you in that way, I'm not gonna tell you no. Like, no, it shouldn't resonate with it. Like, I don't think I don't think anyone should dictate how a story resonates for someone else, because at the end of the day, we're all humans and we all have these human experiences, and sometimes we find things in each other that we realize we relate to. Do I think the Clone War arc in general is a plural allegory? No, but it'd be fun. Yeah, that's fair. I think personally, for me at least, I tend to look at when it comes to like my own life. This story for me at least is about learning to understand that your past self doesn't necessarily define who you are now. And even then, like, even if your past self wasn't the greatest person in the world, it isn't any reason to destroy everything for that previous person you used to be. Is your character inspired by Kakyoin or straight up Kakyoin? Well, this is like a version of like a Kakyoin skin that I had. There was one that's literally just straight up Kakyoin. I just kind of like made a t-shirt and pants version of Kakyoin. But yeah, it's mostly just Kakyoin. Which boils down to learn from directing classes. There's a lot of a book called Backwards and Forwards by David Ball, and there's a chapter going backwards in your plot, play, beats, making sure everything makes sense to the director. It's been super helpful. Yeah. There's a normal analysis based on what I think the intent is. Oh, okay. Okay, going, but otherwise, no basis. Also, Albie, welcome on in. Thank you for the bonk. But yeah, so there's a lot of different things. Also, like it's also a critique of myself in terms of my tendency to kind of self-isolate a ton. And that's something you might have noticed that I've been repeating is "you're not alone." That is a line that I've been repeating in the videos, and it's going to be very important in the movie. Woke up from a floor nap. The nap was not intentional. Uh-oh. Oh no. You okay, Albie? Hopefully your back's okay. Jeez. I know whenever I sleep on the floor, whenever I get up, I feel like I've slept on a freaking bed of nails. Hopefully you feel more rested. Was a good nap, but Albie does need to make dinner. You know, whenever I have one of those days, I literally just decide to order. I'm so lazy sometimes. I do need to clean up my dishes, though, I will say. Some at work, so I continuously miss responses to my stuff. That's fine. But yeah, I do agree with the isolation relationship towards others, growth of the self. Yeah. Because, like, I think sometimes, and this might be just my own brain sometimes, but, like, I view the thing is about, for me, identity in terms of, like, how one views the self. I think there's multiple aspects to it, but I think one of those aspects is mindset. And I think how your mindset is kind of very much dictates who you are and the decisions you make. And in my life, I have changed my mindset in terms of like decision making and how I act and how I present myself in different ways. And like how I think about things has changed a lot. But like those old mindsets have stuck with me, and sometimes I feel those old mindsets creeping up on me. And for a long time, I was like very frustrated with myself, like, oh, why am I still doing this? But like at some point, I had to make peace with it because it's like, okay, this is a part of me. This is never going away. I just have to learn to dance with it. It's not like, because like people think that like an internal struggle is like a fight, and what I've listened, I forgot who I was listening to, but Kale showed me this like this like rap artist who did like a guitar feature while he was rapping. He's like a British artist, but like he mentioned something about like like mental struggles being like a dance where you kind of have to like move with them rather than trying to forcefully break out of them in some regards. So like the thing that I had to figure out is I can't fight the mindset. I have to like move along with it a little bit, but like don't let it have any power over like decision making that would lead to self-destructive behavior. And yeah, and it's never ending too. It's not like it's gonna just stop. It's gonna be something that's gonna continuously bother me. But as long as I can try and work through it rather than trying to break it, I think it'll definitely help me a lot more. But yeah. And that's what I'm trying to like kind of establish with this story, because that's why the ending is going to be very interesting, I'd say. But like the ending, oh man, I've had this ending thought out for like a year. In terms of like where a lot of characters are going to be by the end of it. And oh man, it's crazy that like we're getting close to I'm getting close to actually showing you guys what it's going to be. Unfortunately, this analysis will be referencing one stream in particular from like a year ago. Man, I've already forgotten about that. Oh God. What do you you heard that line, you wrote it down. This is going to be important for later. I can't even I don't even know what you're talking about. Starts playing Frank Sinatra, and now the end is near, and so I face the final curtain. Nah. you just had it in your brain. I'd have to go come for it, but it was during your sporadic streaming era. You mean like that was basically most of my streaming era. What do you mean? That was that's literally most of that was literally me most of the time streaming. This is the most consistent I've ever been. Like even then there's been some sporadicness in the past couple, but I think I've gotten way better at it. At like being less sporadic. Like I cancel way less streams than I used to. I think about it frequently. Oh my God. Now I want to know what this line is, because if it's plaguing you, if it's plaguing your mind, it's like, wait a minute, what did I say? What did I say? Oh God, I feel like I should remember this then, if it's really like hitting you that much that it's like gonna be a important point. It's not a line? Cause see, the thing is like, I'm curious of whether it was an intention or not. Oh, also the music, the album ended. So I guess we'll go to, oh, do that. We'll just go to the Fusion playlist. Oh, just a discussion, a full discussion on the development, creation of the story and characters. Oh yeah, I think I've talked about this a couple times. During season 1 and 2, Last of Us stream, one of the many streams where I was there. Kale might have stopped in. Yeah. All right. Not nearly as depth as that one. Oh, I guess I missed a couple. Okay. That was weird. It was the shift in Last Row to the mine and digging that up. Oh, right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember some of that stream. I did spend a lot of time talking. Because I do like talking about my process. I think it's just one of those things of like... Because I think, to me... If I can discuss my process and how chaotic it is and how I managed to get all this out despite the chaos that it is, maybe I might inspire someone else to be able to create something, because like the way I planned this out is very chaotic too. It's not like I spend every waking moment scripting every single thing. A lot of things are kind of like what feels appropriate at the time. And honestly, I think I have no regrets for season 2 in terms of like how the storyline has gone out. I've had to be a little bit more sporadic in terms of how I planned out the lore, just purely because of where things were and how things kind of shaped up to be. And it's worked. It's not going to work all the time. Like this last movie, I'm planning out meticulously because I have a very specific vision for it. And I want to get that done early because there's just so much I need to do. But I would like to say that like you can do you can start learning. Obviously, like when you get more to like the professional field, you're gonna want to plan things out a little better because first of all, you're gonna be coordinating with other people. You know, you're gonna be working with other people on these things, and they're gonna need to know what's going on so they could do their part. But like if you're writing your own little story, you know, you could just figure things out on the fly. You know, you could just sit here. Like to me, at least, though, my brain is crazy. It's just filled with all the information. Like anytime I need to bring up some MIG lore, it's just stored in the brain. Like someone gives me a timeline. I was like, oh yeah, that's around the time when, you know, 621 was just starting out on PC-2. The Admiral was still kind of like in a limbo state. Yeah, Mando went missing already. He was already missing by then. Yeah, 61 wasn't too happy about that because that was his best friend. I wonder what space mission he went on, though. That's the thing. Very curious, huh? I have an art from around then. Use that as a starting point date. Oh, okay. I only just realized Mando is Mig Lando. No, it's like Mando, like Mandalorian. That's why he's called Mando. Because he was a Mandalorian. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I could ever be as cool as Lando Calrissian. Sorry. Megalorian. Yeah, see, it doesn't work. My Jarvis isn't very good. Apologies, no worries. But it's flattering you think I'm as cool as Lando. Very flattering. Yeah. Like I said, guys, I do have nicknames for the MIGs, but they're kind of just nicknames that other MIGs have given each other, like the Doctor. Like, everyone calls him Doc. What's up, Doc? Found. Oh. What's up, Doc? Got that Lando charm. This deal keeps on getting worse and worse all the time. Samurai. Yeah. The samurai, baby. I just like running around this place. I like just running around. It's so fun to run around in. I'll just get the rest of this. I wonder, I actually want to check for the next trade cycle. Yeah. Honestly, only thing I regret about season 1 is part of me wishes I didn't kill off the samurai character, but I think I'm fine with where he is now. Because, like, he's still a player in the story. He's just, it's significantly changed. I think another thing that I really like to do with stories is, like, I don't really care to make everybody die. Like, this whole thing of, like, oh, we need people to die is, like, such an annoying thing for me in terms of, like shows are like, oh, you have to kill them off, or, like, shows that, like, imply that they're gonna kill a character and then they don't. It's like, okay, either don't kill any characters and don't suggest that you're gonna kill any characters, or kill a character when you intend to, where it looks like you will. And, like, if a character seems like they're going to die, I'm gonna drop very obvious hints that they're not. Like, I'm gonna make it as easy for you guys to maybe imply that they're not dead fully, at least. Like, to me, I don't think I want to kill, like, all my characters, or, like, I don't want to kill any of my characters. Sometimes it's important for the story, but, like, in terms of, like, stakes for a story, I think the biggest thing is it has to, like, kind of, it's got to establish a status quo change, right? Like, there has to be a change of, like, where the status quo is at the beginning of the story versus the end of the story, right? So, like, beginning of the story in terms of, like, the MIG collective, right? You have MIG Prime, you have the Doc, you have everybody on the collective's ship, the Cosmic Venator. And everyone is doing fine, but then something happens and things start to change, and it's like, oh god, things might still change, and it's still kind of like up in the air, and this inciting incident starts to break down the walls in terms of, like, where the characters will be. And then the biggest incident happens and the entire status quo changes, and that's what happens when 621 breaks free. He gets the axe, he kills Prime, everyone's scattered, and everything changes. And that's to me is what's important in a story. Is not like, oh, characters die. It's things change and something moves forward, or something changes in a bad way, you know? And that's where you end it in, like, for, like, a continuation of, like, oh god, things are not looking good. Everything's gone to crap. But yeah, so, like, at the end of this story, things are gonna be so different. It's not gonna go back to the way things were. This is not fighting to go back to the way things were. This is fighting so that there's a certain future where people can where the MIGs can realize their destiny in a new way. And that's gonna be what's important to the story, is the status quo change. Is that, okay, now things are going to change, but they're not going to go back to the way they used to be, because clearly that's not working, and that didn't work at all. But obviously what's happening now is not good, but that is a consequence of what the way things were. So to get things to be better, there has to be changes made. There has to be some self-reflection done and understanding, okay, where did we go wrong, so that we can improve for the future. Because it's very easy to be like, have this sense of security in, like, where you are when things aren't going wrong for you, but this whole time things can be brewing in the background that is just slowly festering, and then it blows up. And then suddenly you realize, wait a minute, this has been happening the whole time. And it's because we haven't been vigilant and we got complacent and we got too comfortable with where we were that the cracks in the system started to form. And when you're not constantly looking and self-reflecting and realizing that, you know, maybe I could have done this differently, maybe this conversation could have gone better, or I made this mistake, you know, I could do this next time. If you're not constantly doing that and you're not constantly growing, you know, if you're not learning, you're not living. That's what I say. If you're not learning, you're not living. So that's the important thing, is you cannot stagnate at all, because then the cracks start to form. And then you realize, wait a minute, we're screwed because all these little things have started to build up, and now it's started to blow up into something way bigger than you thought it would be. I like 526 a lot, and I don't think him dying was a disservice. It was very satisfying. I think it's a good fit of him having as Omega. It dissuades the viewer from Omega is old and ancient and all-knowing. In 526, while he knows a lot, just because he's Omega, he's still new to it, like the nuance it has. Yeah, it was a very important point that the previous Omega realized that it was his time to move on. It was also a kind of understanding that once the time has come for the new generation to pass the torch, it has to happen, you know? And you have to find someone who is capable of accepting the responsibility and understands that he doesn't know everything. I think the wisest people understand that they don't know everything. Like, I don't think of myself as wise, but I think I will gain wisdom just purely off the fact that I will continue to learn, rather than like, I think that I know everything. I don't think I know everything. And I don't think I will know everything. I will just use what I know to try and make the best decisions I can. But also be willing to learn from my mistakes and make mistakes. I think it's fine to make mistakes. You know, make them. But like, go into things with like an understanding that you're not going to know everything. And you have to just try to gain as much knowledge as possible to, you know, I mean, you don't have to have all the knowledge, but you must be always willing to learn. You know, when someone corrects you in some way, or someone like helps you understand something that you may not have known. And that means like in that sort of way, it's good for opinions to change. I think opinions should change when presented with new information. It shouldn't like just change on a whim. It should be like okay, I have a deeper understanding of this sort of thing. In regulation, if you're attempting to be constantly vigilant, you'll burn out and hurt yourself in a new way that will also crack. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I just think like it's not like oh, you have to like be constantly looking for new ways to live, or new ways to be thinking. I think in general you should be always open to learning new things. But like, you don't always have, if you don't learn a new thing learn a new thing every day, that doesn't necessarily mean you're stagnating. But like, let's say it's been a whole year and you haven't changed a bit, then you're stagnating. But yeah. So like, obviously you don't have to be learning a new thing every single day, but like, you should always be open to learning new things, or be open to new information. Because you never know. It's actually kind of warm. Oh my god. I wasn't expecting it to be this warm. I do need to use the bathroom real quick. So I'm going to just leave you guys with the villagers here. You get to stare at 61's beautiful face. I gotta go use the bathroom real quick. But yes, I will be right back. Oh, you know, you can get chair stream. You can get chair stream. Sure. Yo, how's it going, Sabines? Welcome on in. I was thinking it was one of those streams where I would narrow down to basically nothing. Okay. All right, let's get back to it. Okay. But yeah, I am very happy though, just with the fact that like so many of y'all enjoy this little silly storyline that I've made. It's interesting to me because I feel like I wouldn't have done really anything with it if it wasn't for the response in season 1 that I got from it, that people were interested in like this lore. And now it's like it's snowballed. There's so many people are like invested of like, oh god, where is this gonna go? That it's like it's put a little bit of pressure on me to stick the landing, of course. Look for the next early. See ya. See ya. It's put a little pressure on me, but like I love the pressure. It's making me like actually try to make decisions on some things, because for a while, like season 1, I was very much like, oh god, I want to leave it open ended. I don't feel ready to end it yet. You know, because I don't think season 1 would have been a satisfying ending for 621. I don't think it would have been a satisfying ending for the Mig Clone War saga at all. Purely just because it's just such a small little fight that happens, and then oh, he gets buried. Oh, that's how he's dead. Oh, that's unfortunate. But then it just lent towards a way more interesting season 2. I think this season has like some of the most interesting storytelling I've ever done. I think, because like I'm doing all this mystery stuff. Things are slowly being revealed, and then like there's twists and stuff. And there's so many like little mini twists of like information, like the revealing of Prime being like not the original Prime, and the fact that he killed previous Primes. And then in the latest episode, even further, you know, you have the Wizard Mig who found out about the truth and realized that he not only killed the previous Prime, but he also killed all the other Migs before him. And then in, you know, and also within that, there's the twist of the wizard, like, what, like in reality wanting the end of the Mig collective, but like because of the mystery of 918 and the fact that he didn't know anything, he wasn't sure, so he kind of tried to stay mysterious. So like, yeah, that reveal actually messed me up. I'm so sorry. It was definitely a reveal that I've been holding on to, but it's one of those reveals that really, I really think really hits the nail on the head of like, oh, things are screwed. Uh-oh. We're in trouble now. Oh god. I love the type of endings of like, oh, I love the type of storytelling where like towards the end it's like, oh god, we're so screwed. It was so funny to see so many people explode just seeing like that sort of all those twists happening. I knew it was gonna have like a major effect on people, and I was ready for it. But that's why I gave some of the warnings. I'm like, there's gonna be a lot of dread. You're gonna be like, oh no, whoa, no. But honestly, I wouldn't have it any other way. Sorry. Just needed to message somebody. But yeah. That reveal was epic. When you said you don't think killing characters was a good plot point when 918 got munched, hey, I generally got so mad. Like, you liar before I remember that wasn't Israel. I will say though, I will let other people think, let other people feel what they feel until the next episode comes out. Just let them cope for a bit. Let it stew, you know. I am evil. Oops, that's not what I want to do. I already have a chest. But yeah, no, I will say though, that was, that scene in general was so fun to make. You guys are gonna see a very different perspective for Marm and Avid's videos. They told me what they had planned with like how they're gonna like do my death scene, and it's wow, yeah, that's Because, like, obviously we record our own sides and then we get our own little plot beats out how we want to get them done. Because, like, obviously my death scene is going to serve a different purpose for me than it is going to be for them. But I think it works in both ways. So 19 or 222 are on the Venator with Migbot. What will they do now? What an interesting idea. Is that so? Is 918 just gone? Huh, I wonder. Is he gone? Guys, is he gone? Anathra! Thank you for the raid! Welcome on in. Hello. Who is this Anathra person? I've heard of him, but I don't think I've ever seen him. Welcome, Anathra. My name is Mig Prime, and I am here to chew bubblegum and kick butt, and I'm all out of butt to kick. How's it going? We're just talking about lore. Oh, there's another. We can do another cycle of Good night, Anathra. But thank you for the raid. How was your stream? What did you get up to? I'm guessing you did some fishing. I'm doing just a ton of resource gathering. So much quartz to get. Where there's going to be multiple builds that need to be built, and I just want to get as much quartz as I can possibly get. So we're just going to be spending hours upon hours. We barely fished. Oh. Caught it in 5 minutes. Wow, that's crazy, dude. That's crazy. Must have built Shroom Paradise in Wonderland. Ooh, very nice. Awesome. Yeah, sorry about all that chaos that other Mig did. I don't know what he was on about. I'm just here, you know, doing regular stuff. Because I'm a normal guy. Just a regular normal guy who doesn't have any nefarious plans, you know, whatsoever. Normalest guy ever. Normalist. How about you guys? Are you also normal? Don't answer that question. I know the answer. It's okay. I'm not normal either. But I'm very normal. Just the normalist. But yeah, we've been talking about storylines and stuff and lore and how much fun it is. Nah. Anyway, catch you soon. Just the most normal guy ever. Yep. Man, this axe needs to be sharpened. If it can't cut through the souls of the damned, how can I do anything with this? If it can't easily slice down my opponents, what would I do with this, bruh? Bruh. I've also added some new sounds to my soundboard. Next, when has that axe been sharpened last anyways? I mean, it's got sharpness 5. But the axe I have back home, it has like sharpness 255 or something. It's very sharp. It also has smite 255, bane of arthropods 255. It's basically a jack of all trades. It's a hacker axe. This is what happens when you make eye contact with me. Yeah. Yeah, what was I talking about? Also, I will give a fair warning. I just say stuff sometimes, man. Just to throw people off on the streams. Because to me, what I think the interesting thing about storytelling is what you guys think. So, like, obviously, I say things on the stream just to spark a conversation. But, like, you take take of anything what you will until something gets revealed. And that's what the theory crafting part of all of it. Like, if you want to say that 918 is dead, go right ahead. That don't make it true or false. But I've dropped hints of what exactly 918's fate is about the story. Very obvious. I think I couldn't be more obvious about what it is. But yeah. I also think, you know, it's really funny. I try to say, like, oh, I try to be subtle with my storytelling. I'm not subtle in the slightest, I don't think. I'm about as subtle as a bull in a china shop. Like, couldn't be more obvious of what is happening. Sometimes. I will say, I think I do get some subtle points across. But sometimes it's unintentional, and then I realize it, and I'm like, oh, yeah, that was what I was thinking the whole time. Sure. Yeah. That's what I was thinking. Just see if you don't pick up cards next lose. It's okay. That's why I somewhat spell it out, but like my sort of goal with all of these stories is to make sure you guys have media literacy, because I think it's very important to have that sort of media literacy, because you have to, because it's not just about storytelling, because like when the news makes an article, you have to read between the lines, because they'll say things but the actual meaning of them might be blurred because of bias. and you have to understand that there's bias in these things, and like you have to read past that and what is just in front of you, because what is in front of you is somewhat deceptive. Your eyes and your ears will deceive you at times, so you're gonna have to look further than that and listen further than that. When I'm in a subtlety competition and my opponent is Mig. You got the hit from context clues, yeah. Context clues as well, because like sometimes a line that you may think is just some babble, some talking, will actually be more important than you think. You know? And that's the point of like foreshadowing or like setting up things, because like you'll like every line of dialogue that I do has a meaning and a purpose. It's not just to have like some of it, yeah, sure, is just to have conversation to fill out the story, but even then I make sure to drop little bits of meaning in there that is important to the story. Like I would particularly, you know, think about the conversation between 222 and 621, you know, before 61 became evil, the one where he already found the axe but he's still unsure what to do about it. And then the conversations with 1021, Mando, and 61. Because those conversations, I think, are very, very important. Very, very important. Yeah. Oh, man. I'm super sad, Kayla. I know, since you're here, I can't believe it. We're going to have to go into Invincible Lobotomy again. Because Season 4 is ending. We got to get ready our Where's Season 5 William memes. Where's Season 5, William? Where's Season 5, William? Where is Zombie Man? Where is he? Very excited though. Very, very, very excited though for the next episode of Invincible. I don't know if you guys have watched Invincible. I will say though, it's a very graphic show. Very, very graphic. You have to be a lone wolf all the time. That line hurts. It do. That line hurt me when I wrote it. I was like, wow, you jerk. And then I punched the mirror. Just kidding. Did Bennett SBK popped up? Okay, they've been on fire with the release of the newer seasons. Took them 3 years to make the first season, and then every season has had a less than year production. Yeah. I will say, though, it has led to, like, so many complaints of, like, oh, the animation is terrible, blah, blah, blah. Well, I do think there is definitely moments where the animation quality definitely dips. I think they at least utilize the budget for important parts. Only thing is, I kind of wish they managed the budget in a way that they could have a bigger animation team, because I think in terms of like doing animation in general, trying to push like a small team to get that much done in a year is quite a tall task. I think people just don't like the art style. Yeah, I will say there is moments where it's like, oh, that's just a PNG like flying through. Like it kind of has those moments, but it doesn't bother me as much because the story is actually interesting. You know, I think, honestly, I can take, like, lower animation, because to me, it's not the most important thing. As long as it does its job, that's fine. And I think they do a really good job when the moments matter. Like the scene, I'm not going to say what it is, but the scene with Mark, Nolan, and Thetis, you know, doing that thing on Viltrum, that was, like, the most visually beautiful thing I've ever seen. And it looked like, I saw, like, the comic panels of that, you know, and it looks cool in the comics, but I think it looks freaking epic in the show. So like they put it where it counts. Allegedly, the leaked Avatar: The Last Airbender movie has some of the most beautiful animation I've seen. I mean, allegedly seen, yeah. I can't believe what Paramount is gonna do with that, though. That's the problem. They're just gonna they were planning to do freaking nothing with it, but because of the leaks, it's like, oh god, like what the heck? I hate that Paramount has some of like that they own some of the best like franchises and stuff, because that means like freaking Transformers, man. Like, sure, it probably doesn't have a lot of pull as it used to, but like even then, I feel like Paramount definitely contributes to its lack of cultural pull. But yeah. Yeah, I will say though, like Invincible definitely has some of its problems in terms of the animation, but like the story is impeccable, I think. Other than maybe some power scaling stuff, because it seems like Mark can like beat certain people, but then he struggles against like people who are like a little less powerful. Like what? I don't know. It's one of those things that's like, he like, I think to me, it's kind of a case of like, how I see it to kind of explain it. Hey, back to the study dungeon. Have a good stream. Have a good study. To me, it seems like Mark has to be like so upset and so full of rage that he doesn't think. But when he starts to like doubt himself for even a second, that's when his power starts to worsen. When I'm in a hating money competition and my opponents are Paramount, Universal, and Sony. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I think it's definitely, a case of like mindset for Mark's power scaling. Cause yeah, sure, he's strong, but I think it's one of those things where it's like, he has to really, really push himself. And when his own mind gets in the way, it makes him struggle a lot more. But even with Conquest, like he was putting his all into the fight and he barely survived that fight. But like when like he was just seeing red the entire time, because he's like, it took so much of my energy and so much destruction happened to try and beat Conquest only for him to be alive. I still want to know, because like I know like the comics kind of brush over it with the whole like Cecil thing, but I really hope the show mends that and like actually makes Mark super, super upset with Cecil over the Conquest thing. I really hope it does, because to me, I think like there's already like this erosion of trust between them. I also think Robert Kirkman just does not care about power scaling or consistent science in his work. That's fair. Yeah. I think there needs to be more of like a huge beef between Cecil and Mark, because like Mark was very clear, Conquest needs to frickin' go, burn the body, and then he's alive. We have the purple-eyed, not MIG mass construct thing. It's not a MIG. It's not real. Just the mass playing the game. Just the mass trying to get the stuff done. Because for some reason 918 just won't assimilate, so the Massey has to take a different approach. It's really just a case of a different approach. That's not that MIG isn't an actual thing. Hello, sir. Welcome on in. How you doing? We're just here vibing in SBK, just doing some resource gathering, talking about lore and stuff, and also other shows. Come on, restock. Restock. Good, thanks for asking. How about you? I'm doing all right. I'm just chilling out. A lot of plans had to shift in terms of like content stuff. So like there's going to be probably one less episode of SBK compared to what I wanted. But yeah, we're just moving things along in a different way now. We're working on SBK this week, but next week is going to be all Last Survival so that we can get the next episode out. So this week I need to do a ton of resource gathering for SBK. So these next couple streams are just going to be resource gathering. There's going to be a Wednesday stream where we're going to do more, plus some fishing as well for Fish Gaming Wednesday. Dude, what the heck? How come I only got one trade cycle with these guys? Excuse me? Okay, that's so weird. What? I guess we'll get this done while we're waiting. Oh, Angle Reactor, welcome on in. But yeah. Yeah, we're just vibing. Had to get dinner, no worries. If it's any consolation, I was late too, by an hour. Do you guys come to your sen- Okay, there we go. All right, we have ads in a minute. Sorry to those who just came in, but yeah, there's gonna be 3 minutes of ads to get rid of the pre-roll ads. We'll pause for the ads. Let's see, can we get all this trading done really fast before the ads happen? Let's see, how fast can we go? You have 30 seconds. Bop, 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 bop. Man, yeah, this trading thing is so easy. Inventory profile is huge. Speed trading, yeah. Honestly, this is so much better because I could more mindlessly do this while like watching stuff rather than have to like scroll and look for it. It's so obnoxious to have to like scroll and look for things. But like to set defaults and everything is great. All right. That is all for that. But yeah, but yeah, so for like the Maz storyline, yeah, there I made a point that I didn't. First of all, I didn't want this to create a new MIG mainly because it is another character that I would have to like contend with and have to figure out how to work it into the story. So it's just the mask. So it is the mask. That purple-eyed MIG is literally just using the parts of the consciousness that are there, that it could discern from to try and just create an illusion. To try to get the MIG to do its bidding. But yeah. I will say though, it is going to leave, it's going to, yeah. Never mind, I'm not going to say anything. I realize I might spoil something if I say something. I have to be careful not to spoil things. I'm like Tom Holland, but for my own stuff. But yeah. Like, it's really funny too, because like, in my discussions with the season, with my season 3 island partner, we've already determined kind of how we wanted to end season 3 in terms of the story, which is really funny. Like we've already, by the way, this is how planned ahead we are. We've already planned the ending for the next season. We've already figured it out. But yeah. I forgot to put the ads things on. But yeah, oh, something else. So I've been rewatching JoJo's. I've been showing my brother JoJo's Bizarre Adventure for the first time. It's really, really funny. It's really, really funny rewatching it because it's really funny how like I don't know. There's just something about the show that's like sure, it's very, very hyper masculine, but like there's that smidgen of like little bit of fruitiness to it that like that is the seed that just continues to grow with that series. And it's really funny because it's probably the most like it's definitely the most interesting thing that I've been obsessed with, because everything else has been like the very clear like, oh, manly, big manly thing, you know, like whatever. But like I still enjoy it, but like I enjoy it for different reasons now than I used to, because I used to be like very obsessed with like the masculinity thing. I'm not so much now. Like I'm still a guy, but I just don't really care that much. Yeah. But yeah, with JoJo's, it gets better with every part, but like it's also like very, very, I would say colorful and like vibrant, flamboyant, I guess would be the word. And it's very, very interesting. It's very, very interesting. That like, cause I think it's also kind of just changed my perception a little bit on like what it means to be like masculine and stuff. Cause like, I think for the longest time I grew up with that very narrow definition. Like, yeah. It's definitely opened up things, but it's really funny going back because obviously the earlier parts are very like 80s hyper masculine where everybody's built like a tank. But like even by the second part, you could see like kind of the changes forming and how like the views of it are and how characters behave, you know, like this whole like thing about like being stoic and showing no emotions was a thing with part 1, but part 2, Joseph is very much like he shows his emotions, like he wears it on his sleeve, you know, and he's very outspoken and kind of behaves in a very different way compared to part 1, Jonathan. So it's already interesting, and it's made me very excited for my brother to see the later parts. But yeah, I've been rewatching JoJo, but we're getting to part 3, and it's gonna be really funny because Kakyoin is in part 3. So the whole time, my brother's gonna just be thinking, "Oh, that's Mig. Oh my God, it's my brother. Oh my God, my brother's in this show. They made Mig into a show." But yeah, welcome back. God, it's Meg. Yeah. No, it was really funny too, because I think this was, I don't know if this was before Skyblock Kingdoms, but I know it was probably it's definitely during Pleasant Craft or during Skyblock Kingdoms. I remember someone was, welcome back, Voided. I remember someone was watching JoJo's, like one of my viewers was watching JoJo's, and they posted in like the Discord or something like, "Oh my God, my brain went instantly to, oh my god, that's Mig when they were watching JoJo's, and I was like, oh wow, this is like Philza with Urahara from Bleach. I almost forgot the name there, jeez. And then also like Kakashi for Etho from Naruto. When I eventually get to watching that'll be me. I will say, I think people should get into JoJo's because it's very cool because it has an evolution of storytelling. I will say, like, the earlier parts definitely have their dated moments for sure. That's what I'll say. But like, even then, there's little hints of like things that are like, wow, that's really good. But like, once you get to part 4, like part 3 definitely improves a lot of things in terms of the storytelling. But I think part 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and 9, there really starts to get good. Like part 4 is really nice. It has slice of life moments for people who like slice of life. I love slice of life. So like part 4 is definitely one of my favorite parts. I also like a murder mystery too. So that one's really cool. And then part 5, like it's kind of like a mafia type series. It's very different. That's the other thing about JoJo's is it tells like very different stories. Like each story has its own unique flavor to it. You know? So like part 1 is like your classic hero's journey type story. Part 2 is a very much like a full-on adventure around the globe. Part 3 is like a giant road trip with a bunch of buddies. Part 4 is slice of life murder mystery. Part 5 is like a mafia story. Part 6 is prison break. Part 7 is a horse race across the country. So like each of them are like very different. It has very different storytelling ideas. So like each part definitely feels refreshing, but like it basically finds new ways of using the power set, which is really cool. But like it gets better with each part too. So as a resident Kakurabachi fan, rumors advertising in Japan are pointing to an anime announcement next Monday. Let's go! I'm very excited for that. I still only have the first 2 volumes. I need to collect more. I need to like catch up on Kakurabachi. Is that why people will go to random places in Italy and say JoJo's reference? Is it set in relatively modern Earth? So it goes through generations. So like part 1 is set in late 1800s. Part 2 is set in like during World War II. Part 3 is late 80s. Part 4 is like 90s, and so is part 5. And then like I think part 6 is like 2000s, and then it kind of like there's like a reboot, like a full-on reboot of the story, and then it goes back to the 1800s in part 7 and like a new timeline. And then it jumps around a little bit here and there. Oh man, that one iron discount definitely does some numbers. No idea it spanned that much time. Yeah, it's basically a generational thing. So like part 1 JoJo is the grandfather of part 2 JoJo, who is the grandfather of part 3 JoJo, but part 2 JoJo had an affair and had a kid who is part 4 JoJo. And then part 5 JoJo is very, very complicated because the evil villain stole the body of part 1 JoJo and then had a kid. And then part 6 JoJo is the daughter of part 3 JoJo.
Thank you for the hydrate.
When my favorite anime genres are fantasy, murder, mystery, slice of life, but throw the characters into a magical situation within their world. Yeah, well, I mean, there's definitely some like cool like. The thing is about the power set too is like the power set isn't fully restricted. It has some rules, but they're very loose rules. And any power can be very unique. It's not like this is a power type, but like there's types of like stands, but like what the stands do are very much tied to personalities rather than like a rule set of like this is what the power sets are. So it gets people into unique situations. Like there's this one power in like part 4 where like the person basically tries to make their target feel guilty, and it puts a lock around their chest, and as they feel more guilt, the locks get heavier and heavier and heavier. So basically his whole power is guilt tripping. That's his whole power set is guilt tripping, which is really funny. We need another. I'm just getting as many shulkers if this is possible. Yeah, no, the JoJo timeline gets really complicated. You'd think at first it's like, oh, this is the grandson of this JoJo, the grandson of this JoJo. Nope, it's grandson, another grandson, and then an illegitimate child, a child produced in the most insane way possible, and then just another child of one of the other JoJos. And then that's how it goes. It's really, really funny, honestly. It's really, really funny. Guilt tripping is crazy as a crazy power as someone who enjoys reformed person with a checkered past type character. I think there's some of that in JoJo's, but it's like really, really funny because there is one character in part 2 that is like the most uneasy alliance, mainly because of like he's a soldier of a certain country who did horrible things, and he's like a proud soldier, but he's still allies with the main character. And like they make him like clearly insane, clearly morally like compromised in a lot of ways. But it's one of those things that make the story feel dated because the original manga is from the 80s. And like I'm no expert on like Japanese history, but like definitely stuff about World War II was still very touchy for a lot of them, just purely because of like the side that they were on. The manga is finished, right? Well, I mean, I guess no, not at all. Part 9 is still ongoing, and it's a seinen too, so it's like monthly with like 60 chapters. And like Araki will literally spend 10 years on these stories. Like part 7 spanned like 10 years or 8 years, I think. And then part 8 lasted like 10 years. It took 10 years to finish the story of that manga. Which is just wild to me. Actually, we're losing emeralds. So yeah, no, not at all. Not at all. Previous parts are finished, yeah, for sure. And they're technically their own self-contained story in some regards. Binge even generated Rex recently because I enjoyed by 10 and found out the main character was Mystic, who was able to continue his own nanites, and I highly recommend it. Fair enough. Check. Hello, Em. Welcome on in. Whoa, the creeper sound. Oh no, I'm gonna die. You must not underestimate the power of me lighting stuff up. Look, I light stuff up, and I light it up good. Because look, I can see the light levels. Control. Okay. Oh, okay. I see what you mean though. At last, I see the light. Yes. I wonder who's fishing. Oh, no one's fishing right now. What? All right, guys. It's almost time to go to work. Ooh. Honestly, Fun Lizard, I wouldn't think about it too hard. That was more for you guys than anything else to kind of set in the dread of what was about to happen. That wasn't necessarily to try and add more theory crafting. That was just for you guys to kind of like fully get, oh god, this is what's going to happen. I'm scared. I'm scared. Good. That was my intention. I mean, I've already established what, you know, the mass mig is. I mean, really, like that. If that's something that you're hung up on, then I don't think you might be. I think you might be looking at the wrong thing there. Like I said, I'm very clear and intentional. So like not everything is necessarily needs to be looked at in specific ways. I do encourage you to. Not gonna lie, Meg, after watching the mass at the end, I gave myself a lot of questions. That's good. That's good. Always have questions. But I think it's also important to make sure that you're looking at the details closely, because sometimes certain things may seem a certain way, but you think about the context of like, okay, this is what's been established. You'll be able to understand maybe there's something else that could be happening. Or it's just, oh, that's what happened. I mean, you could also interpret it as, oh, this is just simply Wizard Mig trying to just tie up loose ends. Simply that. It could be just simply that. Yo, Trisha Rose, 6 months. Let's go.
Hello M1G.
Hello, hello. How you doing? Hey, wait for 331 to get jumped by all the last survival makes. I said this is a 331 enjoy. I think he's really funny. Yeah. Like I thought about it too, because I was writing the movie. I was writing the movie, and I've had to change some things because I didn't think about like, oh right, I did write in the fact that There's a lot of mig, like, no, actually, no. The only mig that I established that saw him specifically was, Link mig. And I was like, wait a minute. That means Link mig knows what happened. So I have to, I had to rewrite something there. I was like, because I was like, oh, yeah, that's how we get things moving along. But like, oh, wait, there has to be some tension because, oh, wait a minute. Okay, we're actually like slowly losing emeralds through each trade cycle. But yeah, I am also excited to like record that too. I'm excited for like the argument. So much quartz. Wow. Yeah, I like I said, we need a ton of quartz. So we're just gonna keep on trading for like, I guess we'll go for like another 30 minutes. I think that'll be a lot of quartz traded. And then obviously we'll need to smelt it. Ow. Hey, Timmy, you know, I'm sorry, but you need to relax a little bit. I think your methods might be a little too harsh and you're taking it out on me. I pay you very handsomely. Okay? So shut up. Hey. How do I report HR? Do I report them to Super HR? Super HR is just a regular like adult zombie. Big Timmy. Super HR is just Big Timmy. Instead of little Timmy. Like make about to hiya 331 back to the void unless 331 does a lot of placating and de-escalation. Well, I think the first thing that 331 has to do is make it very apparent that he's not doing this for any sort of fame or glory. That he's doing this because it's something that he needs to do. And he needs to like, yeah. Well, he needs to not immediately gloat about it is the thing. HR squared, yeah. HR squared. Timmy, you get Tim. You get Big Tim. Big Tim, baby. Yeah. It was nice to have a weekend where I could just do something else. I will say. Last weekend, getting this video out was, wow, that was a task and a half. That was a Herculean task. It's gotten me a little worried because, oh my god, there's so much work that has to be put into all this stuff, but that means I need to just get started on a lot of this stuff now. So like my brain's thinking to myself, oh god, I gotta start making the movie. There's definitely like I'll definitely have to shoot out of order is what I realized is like there's gonna be stuff that like I think the things that I could get out of the way is the like the walking and talking scenes. Those are gonna be really easy because there's not much player on player interaction. And then the next thing I need to do is try to coordinate with some people to get some action scenes done. And I think that'll be pretty simple. I don't think that'll be too hard. And then obviously there needs to be some builds done. And that's going to be part of that. But that also needs to be in order. So I need to determine, okay, what needs to be in order and what can be out of order. I think all the stuff that's going to be on, in the Cosmic Venator can be done out of order. Because, like, the Cosmic Venator is not going to change as a set. And there's going to be stuff inside the... in LSS here that I can do out of order if I just have certain sections of the world not in view. But I also have to make sure that I maintain continuity a little bit as well, in some ways. But yeah, there's a lot of things that I have to do. It's gonna be literally Mig's Bizarre Adventure. Because it's gonna like go to different places, like, you know, it's gonna like jump between worlds. It's gonna be insane. Like I said, biggest project I've done. Look at that. We're at 114 levels. Holy crap. 114 levels. Is crazy. See, it'd be rough to pre-film a scene and then you build something that should be in the background of that scene later. Yeah, exactly. So I have to like plan all that stuff out. I'm gonna be like, okay, this scene can be done out of order because, oh, wait a minute, that build that I'm planning is not gonna be in view, so you're not gonna be able to see the fact that it's not there in that scene. So like, it's one of those things where I have to make sure that I keep continuity, and continuity is tough. Especially when you shoot scenes out of order, because it's like, if you do stuff if you shoot scenes in a world like that you're actively building on, you have to make sure, because you have to make sure that you determine the right order of like when to shoot it, because it's like, wait a minute, this scene is, this build is not going to be here until this time. But yeah, I have 2 pretty decently sized builds planned. The next Last Survival episode is going to be focusing on the portal specifically. The dock has some plans for the portal area that's going to make it to kind of make it like it is on the Venator, but a little different as well. But yeah, and then the Last Survival build in the finale is going to very heavily involve the spawn area. And that's going to be a huge set piece that I am so excited to do. Like I said, I have so much of this stuff already planned in my brain. Like there's literal action scenes in my head playing right now as I talk about this. Like I'm already visually seeing it, which is that's what makes it like so, yeah, such bad decision paralysis on what to film, because I'd be scared that I was forgetting stuff. Good luck. Luckily for me, my brain for some reason can retain so much of this information of like timeline stuff that it's kind of just there. I just wish I had this with other stuff, but like if it's for this, at least it's something. I'm utilizing my brain for something. It's an exercise. It's giving my brain an exercise, which I'm fine with. I make it up there. Oh. All right. I need to get back to work. Super excited though. Thank you. Every section of the brain reserved just for Miglor. Yeah. That's where most of my storage space is. And I'm running out of storage space. It's gonna be so sad because as soon as this saga is over, I'm going to forget so much of it, because I know my brain space is gonna be taken up by so much other things after that. Like legit, this has been the thing that has been like so stuck in my head for so long. So long. It's crazy. I don't think I've ever had like a story that has stuck with me this long. Like I've made other stories that still stick with me, like mostly, but like I've forgotten details, but like this one, I could point to any part of it and just be like, wait a minute, this and that and that and this and that, and it's like, oh, come on, restock, stop dilly-dallying. There you go. It's definitely gonna be very relieving though when it's all over and I could just stop. I could just give it a rest for a little bit, and I'll think about the next thing, which won't be nearly as complicated because I won't have to do like the different generations of like Minecraft worlds of lore. I could just have it stick to what is happening now. Oh my god. That freaking pot. I keep on putting things in it. That little pop was hilarious though. I'm not gonna lie. Little. I can't recreate it. Oh wait, we actually ended up getting, oh wait, right. I have to do another cycle. I'm definitely gonna have to do a couple cycles of emerald trading for a bit. After we get this done. I forgot about the crafting tables. Yep, that's just a thing. Don't worry about it. Wow, okay, yeah, we have a lot. But yeah, we are running low on emeralds. I say low. That's really funny. That's really, really freaking funny. Brain. All right, it is getting it's getting hot in my apartment right now. And I'm also like feeling like my voice is kind of dying a little bit. So I think we're gonna end it off here. Unfortunately, I would have liked to do a little bit more, but I am reaching my limit, like a little bit physically here. So yeah, I think that's gonna be it for the stream today. Just a little resource gathering stream. I'd like to thank you guys all for coming by today. We're gonna go raid somebody though. I think we'll raid Leon. I think Leon just went live. So yeah, we're gonna leave SBK. Oh, what the heck? Okay. We go open up Leon's stream. Bye, thanks for stream. Thank you for coming on by. Yeah, we're raiding. Oh. Right. If you're subscribed, just use this raid message right here. If you're not, that is a-okay. Just use this raid message right here. But yeah, we're gonna go give a raid to raid Leon 69 Yeet Dab. So yeah, I'd like to thank you guys all for coming by to the stream today. It has been a fun little stream. We're gonna be streaming on Wednesday, and that time I am 100% certain I will, because I really don't have a video lined up for next week, so I don't have anything to edit really. So yeah. I'd like to thank you guys all for watching. Hope you have enjoyed, and I will see y'all next time. Bye-bye!